What?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. We'll highlight all that. Don't you worry.
I'm just
But of
saying,
course,
you gotta remind people.
Subscribe right now.
Subscribe.
subscribe. Of course.
Philadelphia, baby, you're gonna love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Welcome in to Get in the Hole. Ethan, he's back. KB is here. He's hopefully kind of sort of is in a better mood than he was in last week by like 10%. And I'm Steve McAvoy. Welcome in to Get in the Hole here live from the Underground on Underground Sports Philadelphia. Streaming on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and wherever you get your favorite shows, bringing you all the news and updates from across the golfing world. A whole lot to get to this week. Before we get into that, want to give a shout out to our awesome sponsors and partners. And let me tell you guys, the unofficial start of summer, while it was a little bit cold, I wasn't really ready for my Memorial Day last weekend to be as chilly as it was. I did hit the golf course. And I show up to the golf course, and my boy Sean is there. And Sean's rocking this beautiful Alabama Crimson Tide 47 Pomona hat. And I go, it's a pretty damn good looking hat. He goes, yeah. I'm like, let me guess. He's like, 47 day? He's like, yeah. Use your promo code. I said, that's my fucking guy. Shout out 47 brand. He made Sean look so good. He holed out for Eagle on the 13th hole at Timber Point, and I've never seen a man get more excited in my entire life. And by the way, from out of the bunker, too. So clearly, not only is 47 brand the go-to brand for all your apparel needs, headwear, apparel, anything of that sort, but it's also going to make you play that much better on the golf course. And my boy Sean is a testament to that. So go check out 47 brand. Link in our description. Free shipping when you create an account with them. And be sure to get in on all the action, all the golf apparel that you need. They got the dry fit hats. You can get your Phillies merch. You could be like me and get my Brooklyn Dodgers merch, as well as some awesome New York Mets stuff. I'm going to get to rock that.
That's why I love Brighton and Hove Albion. Their official headwear partner is 47.
Up the Albion, right? You know who else is the official headwear partner of a certain EPL team?
Yeah, 47's website has Liverpool, West Ham, and Arsenal, which I'm hoping next year when Premier League season starts that they'll just have like every team on their website. That would be awesome.
I need a 47 brand EPL champions shirt for Liverpool. A friend of mine was complaining. He goes, "Yo, Steve, you got to get 47 on the line." He's a big Tottenham fan. And Tottenham finally won some hardware. He goes, "It's the first time in my life I can ever be a fan of this team. So like, we got to tell 47 to give me some championship merch,
win a trophy, and they finished 17th in the league. What an absolute sham."
I mean, not for nothing. I have friends who are Chelsea fans too, and they're also they're all going nuts. I mean, they played better this year. But
Harrison's a Chelsea fan, and he's running around like they won the Champions League because they won the conference title.
Give me a freaking break, guys. Absolute jokes. Try and beat Arne Slot next year. I dare you guys. Especially now, dude. My German team, and this is solely a FIFA thing. So I have different teams in every different league. For the most part, I don't really have a French affiliate, but my family's from Naples, so Napoli in the Serie A is the go-to. My Bundesliga team, solely from playing FIFA and how good they are in last year's version. I'm a huge Leverkusen fan. I'm a huge Xabi Alonso fan. The shame that he's landing at Madrid next year. But now that the Reds not only have Jeremy Frimpong, who's one of the best young wingers in the game, and can play both wing and back if he has to. On top of that, they might get Florian Wirtz, who is probably the best young German soccer player since, Bastian Schweinsteiger.
No, he's
Thomas Muller.
He's probably the best young German
ever.
Player.
He's incredible.
I was talking to Matt about it because obviously Matt's a diehard Liverpool fan. He said he's the superstar German players don't come to the Premier League like this.
Oh yeah,
he's genuinely going to go down as Liverpool's most incredible signing on paper ever.
I mean, if they get him, they're going to get him for 130 quid, which is about the equivalent of what they got for or actually almost double, right? Double? No, they got Darwin for like 85, but like 130 million to get this kid. Like, holy shit! So
Also,
huge
you
things
won the personal fandom double this year because Napoli won Serie A by 1 point.
Hell yeah, baby! We'd love to see it. And then I don't have a Spanish team. However, my friend got me into downloading Football Manager. It's on Game Pass, and he was like, "Yo, like you need to start off with like a really good team." So I started off with Liverpool. It, like got a handle on the controls. I was on Reddit trying to find like who's the best teams to play with, and they recommended Bilbao, and because Bilbao only gets players from the Basque country. So, and in the game, they make it so you can only recruit players from the Basque country. So I'm out there just scouting this one little part of Spain, and I ended up making the team like really damn good. They're already a talented team to begin with. Naturally, if you're recruiting from only to that part of the country and yet you're able to create a top 5 team every year, it's pretty damn good. But yeah, that was really fun. So I guess I'm kind of sort of a Bilbao fan if I had to pick a Spanish team. And I mean,
incredible. I call Brighton the Epcot of the Premier League because they scout all around the world.
I love it.
We have our superstar players Japanese. We have a Brazilian youngster who hopefully is still on the team next year. We have a kid coming over this year that we just recruited from Greece. We have a South Korean kid that's coming in, and then obviously we have our English boys from Brighton. But like we're from all over. I fucking love the way that they scout.
Do you know what Epcot stands for?
Oh, I've heard this before.
Here comes my wife. She's ready.
Bring in the Disney expert.
Bring in the expert. Here, I'll move the mic for you. What does Epcot stand for? Okay, let's hear it.
Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow.
Yeah,
I knew the of tomorrow part.
Thank you, resident Disney expert, aka my wife, Kay. So yes, they are in fact the Epcot of the Prem. All right, we have a lot to get to this week. Again, shout out to 47 Brand. Check out the link in our description as we get off of the tirade that is soccer. If you want more soccer word, check out Toppins.
I do have one announcement, Steve, that I do have to make on here by virtue. It's very exciting because it is tied into this show. Very thrilled, very excited. Went and scouted the area yesterday. Got ourselves a nice little sweet treat after watching the Phillies collapse against the Milwaukee Brewers. So we needed to fill the void there. And this coming Sunday, so June 8th, Sunday, June 8th, still getting a time. So follow us on the socials. It'll go across the Get in the Hole socials as well. Myself and intern Jacob will be doing a live show from Rita's in Sewell, New Jersey. 288 Egg Harbor Road, Sewell, New Jersey, live show. We will have the time, like I said, hopefully within the next 24 hours. Very excited because Rita's in Sewell, 288 Egg Harbor Road, are partnering with Underground Sports Philadelphia for the month of June and hopefully beyond. But we're starting off month of June. It's going to be all Rita's all the time. You will see Rita's branded content not only on Underground Sports Philadelphia, on Outside the Box, and you will also see it on Get in the Hole. So we will be advertising Rita's. If you're in the area, definitely go check out Rita's in Sewell, New Jersey, 288 Egg Harbor Road. Awesome spot. We're looking forward to the live show. It's going to be a ton of fun. Steve, they have a brand new flavor at Rita's this year that I feel so inclined to try. It's a Kool-Aid flavor, Charcoalberry Fin. And I was looking at the combo of the flavors, and it is just like a tropical, punch in the face of what is included. It's strawberry, banana, and I believe orange. And then I saw on the advertisement sign yesterday when I was there, you can also additionally get gummy sharks put into your Charcoalberry Fin
Gummy sharks
water ice, which I was like, that rocks. And I didn't even realize Charcoalberry Fin is like an old school Kool-Aid in the packet, powder flavor. So it's it's like old school Kool-Aid in water ice form. If you know Rita's, they do those types of flavors, whether it's Kool-Aid, whether it's Swedish Fish, all of those nostalgic type flavors. They do them so well. So I'm very excited to have Rita's on board with us for the month of June and hopefully beyond. So go support Rita's in Sewell. Check out Rita's and be cool. Go to Rita's.
Hearing you say Wooder Ice is like giving me
Water ice, bro.
I hate that so much.
That Rita's water ice slaps.
So we this is a big show today because there's a lot to get to, and it all starts out with it's golf's longest day today. And KB, I know you're a casual golf fan. However, you do know some of the nuances of this beautiful game. First of all, as we enter today, I officially put in my tickets for the Masters. So we'll see if I'm able to go to the Masters next year. We will hopefully be able to do that. We'll see how that goes. But on golf's longest day, this is one of the coolest things, in my opinion, that the game of golf has to offer. There are over 10 final qualifying sites, right? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 final qualifying sites to determine the remaining field of the U.S. Open next week at Oakmont. There are a lot of events that have already wrapped up. There are some that are about halfway to almost done. There are some that are currently in a playoff. I'm going to read you off every single player who has managed to make the end field at the U.S. Open.
It's confirmed who made it.
Well, not yet. Not everybody. So there are 10 different sites. What you're looking at, yes, you do know one part of it. So we start off in Summit, New Jersey at the Canoe Brook Country Club. Just wrapped up James Nicholas from Scarsdale, New York. You might know him. He was one of the top players from Yale a few years back. He's been a Corn Ferry Tour staple. He gets in at 7 under par. The other three qualifiers, Chris Gotterup, also from New Jersey. He's been on tour for a bit. Roberto Diaz from Mexico, and Benjamin James, the amateur from Milford, Connecticut. Shout out to Benjamin James. Only 22 years old, still getting his legs ready in the game of golf. Two alternates from there, Max Theodorakis from Danbury, Connecticut, and Garrett Engel from Harrisburg, PA. They are your alternates. Only 4 qualifying spots came out of Canoe Brook. Down at Duke University in North Carolina, like some of these fields are absolutely insane. A couple of notable names to look out for. Alistair Dockery. He has become a big-time guy with Barstool Golf as of late. He's from Vancouver, Washington. He qualifies in. A duo from Mexico, Alvaro Ortiz and Emilio Gonzalez. Zach Boshu, who shot 5 under pars in Forest, Virginia to get in. Trent Phillips, PGA Tour pro from South Carolina. George Knizer and Chandler Blanchett all get in the field as well from Duke. Webb Simpson and Miles Russell, Miles Russell, the 15-year-old phenom from Jacksonville Beach, Florida, are the alternates coming out of Duke. Some guys, some notable names who missed the cut and missed their chance at the field include Alex Smalley and Doc Redman, amongst others. Trace Crow as well falls into that category. Tom McKibben as well. There are a lot of names who just barely missed out on their shot at the field this week. In Columbus, Ohio, at Kinsale Golf and Fitness Club. This is probably the best field overall of guys out there. We had a 5-way playoff, or actually, a 5-way playoff to determine who gets in that final 6 slot. Eric Van Rooyen made it at 13 under par. Ethan's favorite fucking player. Lapped the field, basically. Bud Cauley and Lonto Griffin both finished 7 under par with Justin Lower. Harrison Ott at 6 under. Then a 5-way playoff at 5 under par between, get this, Ricky Fowler, Max Homa, Eric Cole, Chase Johnson, and Cameron Young. Cam Young birdies the first playoff hole. He gets in. Max Homa's missing his first major championship since 2019. So big loss to not have Max in the field of the U.S. Open. Ricky, despite qualifying for the Open with a top 10 last week at the Memorial, he also misses out on his shot. Other guys in the field who missed out, former U.S. amateur James Pio, he's of LIVGolf. Jake Knapp, Adam Hadwin, who we'll see both of them tee it up this week at the RBC Canadian Open. Matt Kuchar, as well as his son, Cameron Kuchar, also missing out on their spot there. We go up to Ontario, Canada, Lambton Golf and Country Club. Kevin Velo takes the field at 8 under par. Nicholas Norgard at 7 under with Matt Wallace, Torbjorn Olesen, Mark Hubbard, Victor Perez, and Emiliano Grillo. A complete PGA Tour slate getting the 7 qualifying spots, with Takumi Kanaya and Max McGreevy getting the alternate spots there, edging out guys like Harry Hall, Henrik Norlander, Matteo Manassaro, and Luke List, to name others, as well as Keith Mitchell, to miss out there in the field. Where else are we? Down in Atlanta, Georgia, at Piedmont Driving Club for 5 qualifying spots. A lot of amateurs make it in, edging out some pretty damn good names in this field. Zach Johnson doesn't get in. Christo Lamprecht misses out by 3 strokes. Hayden Buckley. This is the name that I think is fascinating. Mason Howell. Now, remember this stuff. Mason Howell is a high school junior golfer. He shot 18 under par at this golf course in 36 holes to finish in first place with pro Jackson Buchanan. We're going to see a Georgia junior golfer of the AJGA or AGGA getting in the field, lapping the field and beating out a bunch of pros. Hayden Buckley as well to miss out. He beat out KJ Choi by 13 strokes. Ben Carr. Like, this is a crazy, crazy, crazy run for hopefully who's going to be a young stud. We'll see him at the field. The other course that just finished out is Woodmont over in Rockville, Maryland. Mark Leishman will get into the field with Sebastian Munoz and Peter Uline as the alternates. So pretty loaded live golf slate there, with Trevor Cohn also getting the nod. We do have some other events that are just finishing up. Emerald Dunes out in West Palm Beach. They're currently in the mist. Names to look out from there include Blades Brown. The other 15-year-old alongside Miles Russell will turn pro from Nashville, Tennessee. He's currently 7 under par even today, but is currently T3 and in position to get a qualifying spot, as well as Luke Poulter. You might know him. He's graduating, I believe, at the end of next year from the University of Florida. His father, Ian Poulter, of course, of LIVGolf. He is currently T3 as well. And friend of the program, friend of Ben, Austin Truslow, the man who chips one-handed, is 6 under, just on the outside looking in at T5, along with Nikolai Højgaard and Sam Ryder as well. Graham McDowell is also on the outside looking in there. In Springfield, Ohio, Springfield Country Club, for 4 qualifying spots, we currently have a 4-way tie for that final qualifying spot. They're currently in a playoff between Kirk Kitayama, Dawson Armstrong, Zach Blair, and amateur John Peterson. Grant Hefner, Maxwell Moldovan, and George Dungmany all will get into the field. So we'll see who gets in off of there based on the playoff. Out in California at Valencia, they're currently wrapping up on their end. Preston Summerhays, one of the top college golfers in the game, of course, of the Summerhays family. He's currently T2, sitting at 5 under par. A few other names trying to make their way into the field. Our boy Abe Candelaria in the field as well. Taylor Montgomery on the outside looking in, trying to gain back a few strokes as he's halfway through the back 9. He's back 3 strokes, and that looks just about it from California. Michael Block also not playing his absolute best golf. I guess it's because the field size there isn't that big. Finally, out in Walla Walla, Washington, probably the best naming city of the bunch. 2 names looking like they're going to wrap up. Matt Voigt and Brady Calkins are going to get the nod as the qualifying spots there, with Spencer Tibbetts and possibly Andrew Putnam getting the alternate spots there. Not probably the smallest field of the bunch there, but lots of names that I've gone through. It's crazy that we had a PGA Tour playoff, a 5-for-1 with Cam Young and Eric Cole, Homa and Fowler. Patrick Harrington was in the field there. He finished a 4 under par to miss the playoff. But crazy stuff on golf's longest day. I love this so much because if you remember from watching Full Swing, it was the first Joel Damon episode, and it was like he shot like 1 over or like 1 under after the first 18, and he went to the clubhouse and he was like drinking White Claws because he didn't think he was going to qualify. And then Gino's like, dude, we have 18 more to go, and he ended up qualifying for the U.S. Open. And that was the year they played at the Country Club. Like, that's the great part about this event in particular, is that it's the beauty of the U.S. Open is that not only you're playing the hardest golf courses in the world in the U.S., but you're playing. It's anybody is able to qualify or go and try and qualify so long as you're a scratch golfer or better. Literally anybody. So it's wide open to see who can make the huge 156-man field at Oakmont. Also, Oakmont is going to be a tremendous golf course, one of the most historic golf courses in tour history. That they've hosted a handful of major events. So it's awesome to be able to go back to Oakmont, but also to play and qualify for an event like this. I saw some content. Neil Shipley, who used to be a caddy at Oakmont, was in qualifying. They had him walking around at Oakmont trying to like talk to some of the old caddies that he used to talk to and go to the food court there, and some pretty solid content. And he used to talk about how they used to play like SWAT matches with like Arnold Palmer when he was like really old back in the day. So lots of stuff happening on Golf's Longest Day. We'll stick it with you here. Hopefully we can get some more numbers and factoids as they come in to see who will be making the field. But as we shift over to some other news of the day and finally get the boys talking and not have me talk for 20 straight minutes, I need to unwind.
Didn't even pick up the can crack.
I'm sorry, but shout out Kenny. All right, let's get down and dirty here. Oakmont Country Club. Like I said, while it is a historic golf course, there's been a lot of talk and chatter about one of the holes that's been standing out very much, and we're gonna have Ethan do a top 10 list next week on the best par threes in golf. But the 8th hole at Oakmont. Now, not for nothing, right? And I'm trying to like find the equivalent of this, and I think I'm kind of sort of there. KB, as a baseball fan, right? What's the one thing that irks you the most about a home run?
There's a couple things.
All right, let's do it this way, right? What irks you about home runs that are hit at like Yankee Stadium?
Oh my God, because it's the smallest stadium in sports.
They're Mickey Mouse.
Okay. So what's better though? Hitting a home run on the short porch at Yankee Stadium or having to take on a par 3 hole in golf that's the equivalent of trying to hit a home run at dead center field in the Polo Grounds? What would you rather do?
I mean, me personally, I'd rather love to hit a home run in Major League Baseball because I feel like that's more impossible for me to do.
Well, if you had the ability to if you had the ability to hit a home run, would you rather hit the short porch and know you're going to have a shot at a home run, or have to take on the Polo Grounds dead center 580 feet?
Give me the home run.
Yeah, I'll take the home run too.
So the par 3 hole at the par 3 8th at Oakmont is a whopping 275 yards. It is insane. And with the wind, guys are going to have to pull driver out probably. Actually, they're going to definitively have to pull out driver because it's that long of a hole that no one's 3-wood is going to reach there. Only the last time that they played at Oakmont, only a quarter of the field hit the green, and most of them laid up on a par 3 hole. Justin Thomas said, I've never heard of a par 3 over 250 yards that was good. And usually the ones that are great, like the postage stamp at Troon from a couple of years ago, or the 12th at Augusta National, the reason why they're so good is because they're historic. And I get it, the one at Oakmont is historic in and of itself, but it's been scaled back to try and fight and challenge golfers who have taken it on. 30 years ago, it was 180 yards. They've almost doubled it. What's your opinion on the idea that Oakmont's trying to put this out there? And their argument is that because it's so challenging, it's going to make and the conditions already are obscenely challenging. We even saw it at Media Day at Oakmont. The grass is so thick, the ball is going to get engulfed by it. With as hard, challenging conditions are already at Oakmont, getting ready for next week, is it just insult to injury that you have a par 3 that's so damn long?
There's two sides to the coin. I could drop your professional golfers, like, this is your job, go do your job. like you're paid to go do that job, like you're competing for a massive purse, go earn it. And then on the flip side, like, sure, it sucks, but also like every sport and every job has an aspect to it that sucks. And I, for one, as somebody who is a fan of sports, want to see those who can overcome tough challenges. And if you can overcome a tough challenge, you're an ultimate competitor to me.
I think so. My thing is, and the reason why I bring up this analogy of baseball, right, is I thought, and I've always thought this: the best par 3 holes are always the ones that are gettable, the ones that you can attack the green, you can go for the ace, right? Think about the 7th at Pebble. You think about, while it's still very challenging, but 17 at Sawgrass. While yes, you need to hit a small target, and it is challenging in of itself, it's still gettable. You can still attack at the pin. The stadium hole at Scottsdale, you could technically hit the green at 12 at Augusta. You even go to like Philly cricket, right? The 14th hole was 100 yards. Guys were pulling out lob wedges to get it there. Like, I think that's what makes golf so fun, is when you can try and see the exciting, passionate, and emotional attacks to the pin. Very similar to how I would rather hit the home run at Yankee Stadium or over the green monster at Fenway Park and know that it's so short, instead of having to attack the behemoth and basically try and hit an inside the park home run. It doesn't give me much joy to hit a home run at Coors Field because I know the ball's going to travel. But if I can hit a ball in Arizona that's dry and it's arid, and that ball's going to carry, and it's going to go 330 feet to left field, I'd rather do that. I like the idea of being able to attack the green on a par 3, especially when the conditions are as challenging as they already are, with par 5s being very long. It's a par 70 course, so it's not very, like, the holes are challenging and not very gettable. The fairways are incredibly narrow, and the rough is just going to engulf balls. It's going to be impossible to score well at this golf course. They're projecting scores of 5 under par to possibly win this event, which, granted, that's how the U.S. Open should be. But I think that it takes away from the idea that guys are laying up on par 3 holes to have to basically pray for a par. Otherwise, you're just going to go a stroke down, and then they're doing that multiple times over with how long the par 3s are. So I think there's a give and a take to it, but personally, if we're going to talk about making the game fun, I feel like if the pros don't like it, they kind of have a point. And I think it's a fair statement to say that a 270 hole par 3 isn't very fun. Now, you want to give me a 310 yard par 4? I'm happy pull out driver, see if I can get it all the way there. Yeah, that's fun. But the idea that, like, I can't even hit a stock driver to get it there, or else I'm going to sail the green by 30 yards. I have to basically either I have to hit a soft driver, whatever that means, or you lay up with a really hard 3-wood. Like, there's no right answer to it, which is the problem. It's too in between clubs for a player's comfort.
Yeah, but I think it's going to showcase the players that actually think and have skill, like, issues to their, like, not skill issues, but like they can handle, like, the skill aspect and think on the fly and have their caddies help them if need be. And I think that makes the game more intriguing and interesting, is seeing the attack approach to something like that and being able to overcome it. And I think from just a, like, skill concept and skill aspect of things, I think the devil's advocate is, like, you're going to see the players that stick to their guns and, just try to battle through that hole. And then you're going to see players that are smart, witty, and, like, going to think on the fly and be like, how can I attack this to be the best possible outcome for me and, keeping my score where I need it to be. Those are the guys that are going to be competing on Sunday versus the guys that'll, be at the back end of the field.
How about this? What if I give you this scenario? this hole is going to screw over 90% of the field. It's going to help the guys like Justin Rose, who hit a driver 280 yards and can take a little bit off of it and try and sky it and get it there. And alternatively, it's only going to really help the guys like Bryson and Rory and Scottie, who can hit the ball 320 yards off the tee and know they could probably get there with a 3-wood if they hit it hard enough. Bryson definitely. Scotty's a little bit
Totally fine with that, because then it showcases the rest of the field to me. Like, what are you going to do? How are you going to overcome this challenge? What are you going to do on one of the biggest stages in your sport to make sure that you don't look like an absolute buffoon by not approaching this in a proper way? I think yes, the players have every right to be angry about it and not like it. But on the flip side, like, guess what? It's not changing. Time for you to go into your bag, no pun intended, and find out how you're going to approach it and how you're going to keep yourself at the top of the field throughout the entire weekend.
I think it's a fair point. Ethan, any thoughts?
Yeah, I like it because I think that it's something that like you don't see all the time, and like it's a variety, and that's like something golf doesn't have enough of, is like variety. And like you see guys attack short holes, like there's a short hole on every course, and like there's not a long par 3 on every course. Also even though it might help some players, you could say the same thing with like courses that are super long on other holes that help the guys who can drive it, or tight courses that you can't necessarily drive the ball all the time and you have to like hit irons off the tee.
All right. You know what? That's fair. I'll give you that. I personally do think though that it's for like longer courses though, for the most part, also the par is 72, so it's a little more spread out, and like the holes you're going to have more situations where the holes are gettable to an extent, because par 5s are shorter, par 3s are kind of the same, par 4s get longer. That's really where the bulk of the scoring changes happen. I think like what makes a course like this unique is that it is so what's the word I'm looking for? It's so unique, and it's developed itself to adjust to the pro game because of the property line that it's on. It sort of made itself grow. I just think that this is a little bit overkill for what the sport is. If you again, I think if you're gonna make a hole, extend it 30 more yards and make it a drivable par 4, and now get scoring up, because now it's like, all right, you're putting a premium on a hole that's very gettable, and you can make a 2 on. So you know what? If that's the case, let me get an eagle attempt here, knowing that it might be one of the 3 or 4 holes that are going to be gettable in this golf course to be able to get me over the top, and it puts a premium on playing well on a specific hole. I think that's the key.
I'll also add one other thing to say, like, you're adding a premium on a hole at a major. It's one of the biggest stages. It's one of the biggest stages. Go out and earn it. You know what I mean? Like it's one of the things that, like we said last week, guys from LIV come to compete in the majors. Obviously, that's the only thing they can do on tour. But like that's where everybody comes out. That's where the stars are supposed to shine the brightest, and anything can happen. Go out and earn it on the biggest stage. And I think it's cool that, like, this isn't like, and this is no slight to any of the event, it's not like the 3M or like the RBC Heritage that we're seeing this. It's in a major. Like, this is like, you're supposed to be cutthroat, battling, and earning this title. Put a little challenge in it. That's what we, like Ethan said, you know, there's not a lot of variety that we see in golf all that often. Why not put it in a major? Why not make this something that you have to earn? This is a huge stage. It's in the summertime. People are going to be watching, and it's going to get people talking about it when that hole rolls around on the TV coverage. Who's going to, you know, to pull a quote out of my Survivor bag, who's going to outwit, outplay, outlast?
Fair.
And like, I think that hole, I think it makes it intriguing, because now I think that hole could be something that makes or breaks somebody's game and ultimately comes into the equation for who ends up winning this major.
Yeah, I equate it to there's a hole by me, Timber Point Golf Club right here in Great River, Long Island. there's a hole that everyone loves. It's called Gibraltar, and it's a 235-yard par 3, and it's into the wind because it's right there on the water. And I don't think I've ever hit the green once. I think I might have once, and I hit a roping 3-wood that like curved as hard as could be. But like that hole is beautiful, and it's a great looking hole. But because it's so hard, it's not fun to play. And that's, I think where the player's opinion is. I don't think for us the value within it is great, because you're going to have guys who have to attack it. You're going to have guys who lay up, guys who are going to make 5s and 6s and 7s because they're getting caught up. But how does that affect the overall product of the event? It's already incredibly challenging, right? It's a major. It's the hardest major, arguably, to win. This has the lowest scoring average of any major in golf history. I don't think like you're only adding more to the challenge rather than making it challenging, but at least gettable enough that you can see a score above par. Like or below par. Like you kind of like, I love a event where if guys are playing even par to win, and that's incredible. But if this is going to cause a huge decline in overall play, then we'll have to see. It's going to be interesting to gauge it and see how it plays out. But I think it's a very polarizing topic too. Like, you don't want to get into the weeds on like what should course representatives do, but like, how do you manage it? How do you manage a par 70 golf club with incredibly thick rough that you're trying to penalize guys who hit it long on erratic, like trying to, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's the what? Hey, goes, that's funny. Yeah, no, that's the bad faux pas of the day. Like guys who hit it erratic, where it's impossible for them to be able to make up time. I mean, they said they're saying the same thing about Winged Foot when Bryson won. Bryson's not going to be able to hit driver and just hit it 30 yards to the right. The grass is going to like engulf him, the rough, and yet he outlasted Winged Foot. Like, what's the challenge that's going to be able to do it? It's going to be the grass. It's going to be those challenges rather than it's going to be one singular hole. So it's kind of like I don't like it, but also it's also just one thing that if they changed it, is it really going to make that big of a difference? I don't really know. You're breaking news.
Coming from Underdog Golf, by the way, of Doug Ferguson 405, who is an AP golf writer. Max Homa carried his own bag at the U.S. Open qualifying because he parted ways with caddy Bill Hark.
Really? Didn't Max Homa have a bag change recently too?
Yeah, because didn't Justin Thomas take his caddy?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, no, this was literally like 4 weeks ago. Homa got rid of Joe Griner. And then Joe carried for JT at the Masters and then carried for him at the Heritage when he won. Holy Christ. Another one?
Another one.
By the way, more breaking news. Zach Blair earns the final qualifying spot at Springfield in Ohio. Shout out to Zach Blair. Big time get for him. By the way, Bryson DeChambeau was playing golf at the White House lawn today.
That dude, I don't know who has more absurd side quests, Bryson DeChambeau or Shabuzi.
You can't lie, though. This photo goes hard as fuck.
That just feels so wrong.
I mean,
feels so wrong.
I don't. You know what's funny? And maybe it's because like it's golf and it's not football. Everyone's shitting on Saquon for going to hang with the president. Why aren't we talking shit about Bryson going to the White House?
I feel like it's because he's on LIVGolf.
That's true. It's a very fair
if Bryson wasn't with Liv,
he'd be getting roasted.
Also, Saquon's like one of the biggest stars in the NFL. So, like, I feel like he has just a lot more attention on him.
Yeah, but like Bryson's the biggest YouTube star in all of pro golf.
Well, yeah, but like at the same time, the NFL is just such a massive product.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, golf is golf and football's football. So, like, there's clearly a divide there.
Saquon's had an all-time horrendous offseason for himself.
How about Stefan Diggs with his his white powder or his pink powder?
I know that pink powder.
Yeah, no, yeah, we
Whatever,
that
dude.
Jamaican
Hey, let him
beach
do what he
sand.
wants. It's the off season.
Yeah, that
I gotta
Jamaican
tell you,
beach
dude,
sand.
I got a tweet was sent to me, and it was Stefan Diggs pushing pink powder and
You mean Daddy Diggs?
Daddy Diggs pushing pink powder and flirting with girls in front of his girlfriend. He's gonna turn Drake May into the biggest whore on earth.
Dude, I'm so excited for
Drake
it.
May's about to be fucking showing up with the do-rag now to practice.
Someone said that Stefan Diggs caught Offset's pass because he said something about like nice like rub route or something in like a comment Offset did, and then Stefan Diggs posted on his Instagram story just a picture of him catching a pass.
Oh my God.
Someone
Cardi
said
B,
Stefan
baby.
Diggs is fully
I used
embracing
to
his wide
hate him,
receiver
but now I
one role.
love him.
Yeah, you
I just
love
hope
him.
that he doesn't get released or suspended.
You
He's
love him.
probably gonna get suspended. I would
You can't
assume.
prove what that was. That was a Laffy Taffy or something, bro.
Oh, give me a break, dude.
Well, he's got fun dip on the yacht.
Dude, you don't. It could be, yeah.
That him passing around that shit, it's the Giants equivalent of the boat pick.
Those
With-
girls' eyes
with the
lit up
blunt.
brighter than Christmas lights. They were thrilled. You want to talk about Daddy? That was Daddy Diggs care.
Oh my God. Great movie, by the way.
That was unbelievable. Also, speaking of movies, the Happy Gilmore 2 new trailer came out during Netflix's
Looks so
Kadum.
good.
The fact that Bad Bunny is a caddy is fucking hysterical.
That honestly, I don't know if it's gonna be better. I mean, nothing will beat the original, but like,
I
I
just
just
think it's terrible.
I just hope they do it right.
I don't think
They
they
filmed
are.
a bunch of it around me.
In Morristown, New Jersey. I was gonna
Morristown, and then they did some in
I was gonna be an
Hamilton.
extra initially.
They did some in Hamilton too, like last summer for some of the reshoots.
My concern with this movie is that it's gonna either completely suck. I saw that he included the fact that his wife is his wife and his daughter is his daughter in the film. So kind of cool.
Scottie's in it.
No, that's what I mean. There's a lot of non-actors in it, so I think it's gonna be crap.
That's
It's gonna
the
be
problem.
like Space Jam.
It's gonna give Space Jam.
But that's
Which
like
is a
Adam
disappointment.
Sandler's. That's like Adam Sandler's bag with like his Netflix movies. Like, yes, he had Uncut Gems, and he had what the hell's the basketball movie with like Tyrese Maxey?
I don't know. Oh, the
Oh,
show.
I know which one you're talking about.
It's the
No,
show,
it was
right?
like it was a movie.
I didn't watch it.
I'm like blanking on the name of it. It was called Hustle, that came out in like 2022. Like those two were like more like not
Those were drama
serious movies,
series.
but yeah, they were like drama type movies. Like the Hubie Halloweens and like the
but that's
grown ups and stuff.
That's
Like
still serious actors. Like
yeah, but like that's Adam Sandler's bag. He gets people that he wants to work with, and I trust Adam Sandler in any movie he does. Like they can be unbelievable type movies, or they can be kind of your funny, like chill back and laugh type movies. I trust Adam Sandler because he's not working with anybody that he doesn't feel comfortable working with.
I mean, if he's gonna put this movie out, like where's David Spade and Kevin James and co.
Kevin James is probably filming another Sean Payton sequel movie. I mean, it won't surprise me if any of those like Adam Sandler like universe actors like make cameos.
If anybody's in it, it's going to be Rob Schneider, and he's going to go, "You can do it."
I don't think so. Him and Adam aren't that close anymore.
Oh, really? Did they fall off?
Yeah, because Rob's gone like crazy loco mode on his social medias and stuff like that. So like him and Adam don't really talk that much.
Yeah, he's really gotten into Maze.
Yeah, he's gotten into some brainworm type activities.
Yeah, it's because of all that maze. It's amazing. I had a teacher in middle school. All right, before you go to break here, I had a teacher in middle school, and she was deaf in one ear, so she'd be like she'd be like writing on the board, and my one friend in middle school, Mike, would always yell in the back of the room. We were really big into Rick Ross. So like back of the room, he just go, oh. Or when Grown Ups came out, he would just go, man.
Did you drop a Big Meech Larry Hoover?
I think I'm Big Meech. Apparently, Larry Hoover didn't get out on fucking probation. This is insane. Rick Ross
Larry
has been buying
Hoover.
this man for years. Larry Hoover. Huh. Oh my God. Yes. So he used to go, huh, and mangs in class, and the teacher wouldn't hear it, like inside. And in 8th grade, she had a penchant for saying like replacing the A at the end of words with an ER, like Cuber and China. It's like China. So every single time she'd do it, he'd go, mangs. And she heard it one day. She goes, who said that? Who said maize? Like corn? And everyone just starts laughing because they know it's the kid Mike in the back corner of the room. Maize, it's amazing. We're going to take a short break. On the other side, we got our shouts of the week. We're going from U.S. Women's Open to the best golfer on earth to his son who has shit stains on his back, all the way up to one of the greats of the golfing world. And of course, we have some projected Ryder Cup standings to get to. We'll talk about who's in right now, who's out right now, and who might be some sneaky vice captains picks coming up. And of course, our beer money picks for the RBC Canadian Open. We'll be right back here from the Underground's KB. It's Ethan. It's your boy Steve-O right here from the Underground.
Get in the Hole is brought to you by PHI Apparel Company, our incredible merch partners. PHI Apparel Co. provides unique designs and high-quality clothing from t-shirts to hoodies for every golfer around. With their original designs for all, there's no doubt you'll stand out on the course, the driving range, or at the 19th hole. Go to phiapparel.co and use code UNDERGROUND at checkout for 10% off any order. That's code UNDERGROUND at phiapparel.co and grab exclusive Get in the Hole podcast merch and support your favorite golfers.
Subscribe to Get in the Hole Pod.
The U.S. Open put out probably the funniest tweet I think I've ever seen in my entire life. So Matthew Voigt, who made the field at the Walla Walla in Washington, it turns out he's a dentist.
Oh, I did see this earlier.
Matt Voigt DDS. The tweet from the U.S. Open said Matt Voigt DDS is getting closer and closer to filling a spot in the U.S. Open field.
Waka waka.
That's actually the funniest thing ever. So we have a 16-year-old, we have a dentist, and we have a bunch of tour pros, including Ethan's favorite, Eric Van Rooyen, making the field this week. Before we get into our next segment, I do want to hit on one thing. Really exciting stuff coming from the archives. You saw. My mic was mute. What the hell? You saw. What? You can hear me now, right?
Yeah, but you sound like you're like underwater in a cave.
How about now?
There we go.
There we go. Good. All right. You saw us at Philly Cricket. Oh, hold on. Damn it, my brother's calling me. Hello?
Dilly!
I kind of butt dialed you, but I'm on the pod. Say hi to the people.
Put him on speaker. My guy.
My mom's there too. What the hell?
A 2 for 1.
Hey, this is a double hit for you.
Holy shnikes.
Yeah, we just hit a double like
Guys.
no other.
Say hi, Dylan.
What's up, Beef? How are we?
Borstal Beef?
Borstal Beef for the podcast. Now we're doing good. We're talking about how we got invited to the LPGA ShopRite Classic down in Seaview this weekend. So the boys are pulling up.
Scottie Scheffler going to be there?
No, it's the LPGA, sir. It is the ladies PGA. So my future wife Nelly Corda is going to be there.
That's going to be sick.
Kay
How
goes.
could you have a future wife? You already have a current one.
Kay goes. You have a wife.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't know
Oh.
you was opening up the relationship like that.
Well, I mean, Nelly Corda and Brooke Henderson can like. I mean, they make more money than Kay does, so I could always be a gold digger.
Oh God.
So we got invited to the LPGA ShopRite Classic down in Seaview. The boys are going to Atlantic City this weekend. Really
Good
exciting
for
stuff.
you.
So
Gotta
check us
pump
out.
It up. You've got
If
to
you're
pump
there at
it up.
Seaview, come say hello to the boys. I will be following the Brooke Henderson group and carrying a sign that says I love you. Brooke, if you're watching this, I promise you I'm not that creepy.
You're gonna
Ma.
be like Patrick in the episode
Yes.
of SpongeBob. I love you.
I love you. Oh my god. Age-old question, guys. What are your thoughts on the par 3 hole at Oakmont, the 8th hole?
Par 3 hole at Oakmont. Great hole.
Great hole.
Great hole.
Yeah,
Great
best
hole.
hole. Honestly.
Great hole.
Yeah.
It's a really nice hole.
It's a great hole. That's all I know about it.
God, I'm gonna stroke it so hard at that hole.
Yeah,
Oh.
100%.
Yeah, you know it.
I'm gonna
All
get
right,
it
guys.
in that hole.
All right, have fun.
Yeah,
Enjoy. Bye, everybody.
we're gonna get it in the hole.
All right.
Get in the hole. Bye, podcast land.
There it is.
God, I love your brother.
The legend. You two are like low key like Eskimo bros. You shared a bed.
We're bunk bed bros.
Yeah, crazy
Shout out
stuff.
to Marcus Holman and Will Manny.
Kay hears me say Oakmont. You go Stratton Oakmont. If only. Imagine it was the Stratton Oakmont Open at Oakmont. Holy shit.
That
It
just
was
plays into our marketing just ideas so well.
We should get the logo for Oakmont and just put the lion on it. It'll be it'll be, like you know how I always joked like the waste management should be called like the waste.
Mm-hmm.
The Stratton Oakmont Open is just called the Stratton at Oakmont. The Stratton at Oakmont is just perfect.
Yeah, we're going to the Strat.
We're going to the ShopRite. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. By the
Yo,
way,
the fact. Speaking of ShopRite though, because I don't think we brought it up. I think I might have just texted it to you when I was on the media day like press conference Zoom. ShopRite has been the presenting sponsor of this event for as long as I've been alive. That to me is crazy. And it's the longest running presenting sponsor in golf, not just LPGA, PGA and LPGA.
You know what? You know what the beauty of it is? A grocery store has never let you down.
Did I also tell you that ShopRite is fronting all of the lodging for the players in the event?
Yeah, no, they're doing some awesome things for the pros there. It's a great golf course. I've seen Seaview in the past, so it's going to be exciting to go back there. I saw it when I went to Atlantic City to cover the MAC tournament. I played there in the past. It's a beautiful place to go. The resort's gorgeous, so it should be a really exciting round of golf. We're obviously going to go there Friday and Saturday. I'll probably be up late Friday, and then Saturday I'll be there. You'll be there probably on Friday as well. Then of course the live
Friday,
show on
Saturday,
Sunday for you guys.
Yeah.
So a lot of things going on this weekend. A lot of really exciting things. So if you see us at the ShopRite, be sure to check us out. Say hi.
We gonna go to the Tropicana after. Hit the fucking tables.
Bro, catch me at Bally's, baby. I'm playing craps.
Go hit the Ocean Casino Resort.
I'm gonna ask Nelly Corda afterwards. They're gonna be like, so you're gonna go play some craps.
Yo, you know what we should do?
Roulette.
You know what we should do?
We should bring a roulette table.
It'd be so goddamn funny if we went to the boardwalk and played like boardwalk games.
Like what?
Like, you know how they have like the games with like the fucking like water gun thing that you got to land on the target and you're racing people.
Oh my god!
Like all that shit on the boardwalk. We should go
actually,
do
dude.
that.
They have a boardwalk mini golf course that I played for the MAT tournament. Could be the move.
Could be a move. That might be a move. That might be a move.
Wow.
Little Friday night putt.
Little putt, baby. Are we able to stay at Jay's place?
Probably not, but it's not that far from.
It's fine.
My house, so
it's
only 40
figure it
minutes
out.
from me.
Yeah, no. So really exciting stuff. Check us out at the LPGA. Yesterday was Pride Day on the island, and I went to a Pride parade, and I'm talking to Kay about the LPGA, and she goes, where are you going this weekend? The LGPGA? And I'm
My
like,
mom said the same thing.
I'm like, babe, it isn't the lesbian.
My mom said
the lesbian
you have
gay professional golf association.
My mom said you have the LGBIA.
I'm like, come on, guys, what are we doing here? Oh.
My mom almost had a conniption from laughing so hard because she realized she fucked up saying it as she was mid sentence.
So
she
out
was
of pocket,
like wheezing like the little penguin in Toy Story 2, aptly named Wheezy.
Oh, great character, by the way. Great character. We need to keep on going. Let's get into our shout outs of the week, presented by Acorn Hills. I talked to Nate, founder at Acorn Hills today, over DM. Awesome guy. We're gonna have him on next week to chat US Open. He's actually going to one of the practice rounds at Oakmont because he's out there in the Pittsburgh area.
He's a Yinzer.
He's going to give us his thoughts on what it's going to take to win. Of course, he's a aspiring pro golfer as well as entrepreneur. He's so excited to be able to go to Oakmont. He's very excited to come on the show. And he was also really excited to hear how we were endorsing Acorn Hills' new summer drop. Part 1 released today as we record June 2nd. Part 1 of the summer drop at acornhillsco.com. Go check them out. They are changing clothing through conservation. That is right. Acorn Hills is providing all of the best styles for you while staying environmentally friendly, using biodegradable clothing tags, packaging, recycled materials, and for every dollar spent, the National Forest Foundation plants a seedling to promote afforestation across our great land. Once again, summer drop out now. Check them out, acornhillsco.com, and use code GITH15. That's getting the whole 15 for 15% off your next order at acornhillsco.com. And look your best from the ground up. We begin our shouts this week with Maya Stark. Not only is she the heir of the Stark crown, the Kings of the North, but she's also your 2025 U.S. Women's Open champion at Erin Hills. Cashed in a big $2.4 million payday. When she was asked how she's going to celebrate, she gave a very heartfelt and warming comment. She said, maybe, just maybe, she'll move out of her studio apartment now. The life of a golfer, right?
Fun shit right there.
Incredibly challenging
like
course. Maybe. We'll see. Might stick it out for a few more months. Who knows? Like the U.S. Women's Open, by the way, incredible event this week. I was glued to the TV watching it. Erin Hills up in Wisconsin. They played like 10 years ago. The men's U.S. Open, incredibly challenging golf course. Like when you want to like put into perspective how challenging it was, Lillian Vu shot 18 over and missed the cut. Like that's atrocious. But it wasn't even her own fault. The course just played that challenging. Just best players managed to get out there and conquest, and Maya Stark was one of those. So shout out to Maya. Big win. Hopefully you do end up moving out of that studio, maybe upgrade to a one-bed pretty soon. KB, who we got next?
Next up, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Scottie Scheffler. I mean, I once again pulled the live bet and bet on Scottie when he was not the favorite to win. So absolutely love that. Got a 25% boost from DraftKings. Not a sponsor, but shout out DraftKings for that one. Back-to-back winner at the Memorial. Earned high praise from Jack, as Billy Football, who used to work at Barstool, has a viral clip calling him Jack Nicklaus.
That's horrible.
Jack Nicklaus, who said no one is in his league, and comparing him to his career, Scottie said, quote, is playing better than I played and more consistent. Also, on top of that,
Jack said that about Scottie.
Yes.
Yeah.
On top of that, I know the very mean graphic came out from CBS Sports yesterday that Scottie had won 3 tournaments on the PGA Tour this year in 4 events, and the Colorado Rockies had won 3 games in their last 28. Steve, are you ready for this?
Are they on pace?
The Colorado Rockies have won their 10th game tonight, 6-4 over the Miami Marlins.
Are they on pace to break 1,000 runs allowed?
Yes, they still are. As of last night's main pod recording, they're on pace to give up
Smash it.
1,013 runs.
I fucking love it. That team freaking sucks.
But yes, they recorded their 10th win tonight, and I was like, that's perfect to tie into Scottie Scheffler here. He's just an absolute demon. I mean, he's awesome. And I was like watching the final like 2 holes yesterday, and I was like, Scottie, stop pushing your hair back, buddy. You're still so young. You're pushing your hairline back. Bennett's gonna have a bald dad. I can't have it.
Dude, like it's funny, right? I'm driving around on Sunday, and I'm like, Scottie's gonna win. Like, I hope Ben Griffin wins. Like, I hate rooting against Scottie Scheffler because he is so good. And I was explaining this to Kay. What makes Scottie Scheffler so good, and it truly is like fascinating, how he doesn't even act like golf is the biggest priority in his life. Like, Tiger Woods is tremendous. He's a great, incredible golfer, but golf was everything to this guy. Scottie Scheffler is more concerned about his son, his wife, what he's going to have for dinner that night, more than he is the fact that he's winning $3 million, $3.4 million at these events. And not for nothing, we're seeing yet again another heater from Scottie. Think about it. The last time, basically every time Scottie in his career has gone on these runs, with the exception of 2023, right? In 2022, we got his first win at the Waste Management. He had 2 wins in 3 weeks. He had 4 wins in 6 weeks, and those were all of his wins in 2022. In 23, he had 2 wins, but again, they came in a 4-week period, so I guess that kind of sort of counts. In 2024, he had 4 wins in a 5-week period, then won 3 more times in a 5-week span, and now this 3 wins in 4 events. Like, and according to Data Golf, this is the best version of Scottie Scheffler we've ever seen. Like, the best. This is his peak. If you look at strength of field, how he's played over the last, let's call it, year, he's averaging 3.09 strokes gain total. For reference, the only person ahead of him, and now granted, like, there's only been one guy ahead of him for a long time, because earlier he was at like a 3.02. He's gained 0.07 more. He's still behind Tiger by almost 0.8 strokes in terms of the index. But Scottie is currently at the peak level of his skill set, and he's only possibly going to get better. And now he's going to ride this heater possibly to the U.S. Open. He's already now an early favorite to win the U.S. Open as of recording right now, according to the lines for golf. I want to see where we're at right now. As of right now, he's at plus 280 to win the U.S. Open. Rory's at plus 650 and Bryson's at plus 9. So Scottie is quite clearly right now the best player in the world in this current moment. Rory he hasn't fallen off, I'm not going to say, but he hasn't had his absolute best stuff over the last couple of weeks. He's kind of given way to Scottie. He's finished, after his win at the Masters, finished 12th at the Zurich, 7th at the Truist, 47th at the PGA. We haven't seen him until this week. So we'll see what happens, but Scottie's on just an absolute freaking bender. Kyle Porter tweeted this out. Scottie Scheffler's played in 12 events this year. The median player in those events, the player who finishes smack in the middle of the pack of each tournament, would have made most, not all, of the 12 cuts, had an aggregate score of around 8 over par. Scottie's score in 12 events, 140 under par. Like, video game numbers, literally. And honestly, maybe the only person who's gotten more famous than Scottie in the last 4 weeks might be his son.
Great
Kyle,
name.
Your namesake, Bennett Scheffler.
Yep, that's my guy.
Poop stain on the back and all.
Probably the youngest #my guy to ever exist.
I don't know if it's creepy or not, considering he's won and you're.
I'm buying stock. Bennett Scheffler's going to be great at whatever that kid
class of 2045.
He's already a great pooper.
He is. Shit stain on the back and all.
He's the shit.
He's literally. He might now be the new good luck charm that Scottie needed. Since becoming a dad, Scottie has won 8 times on the PGA Tour. And no poop stain is going to take away from the fact that Bennett Scheffler might be the next GOAT of golf in about 20 years when he comes up and he follows in daddy's shoes. Just nuts.
He's the shit, not even the thought.
They say a great philosopher named Aubrey Graham once said, you're either on a roll or you're taking shit from some assholes. So here's to being on a roll.
He not like us.
Shout out to Lexi Thompson. She participated in her 19th U.S. Women's Open this past week. She's only 30 years old, which is crazy considering she's played in more U.S. Women's Opens than Ethan has years almost in his life. She's played in the U.S. Women's Open two-thirds of her entire life. That's like a crazy number to think about. She's been doing this since she was literally 14. Or even younger than that. Absolutely nuts. Birthday time. I want to give a birthday shout out to Charles Sifford. Now, KB, I don't know if you're familiar with Charlie, but Charlie was born today in 1922. He is the Jackie Robinson of golf. He broke the golf color barrier, becoming the first African-American player on the PGA Tour. He became a World Golf Hall of Famer in 2004 and a 2014 Presidential Medal of Freedom recipient from President Obama. Sifford is credited as the inspiration for a generation of golfers, including Tiger Woods. He passed away in 2015 at the age of 92. So happy birthday, Charlie, and thank you for being the flame that ignited the change that we needed in the golf world as we celebrate not only you, but also just the inclusion of everybody in Pride Month here in June. It's still a time to also give love and appreciation to those who have ignited change, regardless of whether or not you are in the LGBTQ community or not. Be prideful in the fact that we have people like Charlie Sifford who managed to change the game and pave the way for one of our all-time greats.
And you know, Steve, I'm doing the thing. Whenever you bring up the birthday shots, I pull up our favorite website, onthisday.com/today/birthdays.php. Today celebrating a birthday
the
born.
whole thing, http://
Born on this day in 1952, Gary Bettman.
Hell yeah.
Commissioner of the NHL.
Is he
Also
good?
Born,
is he a good commissioner?
I think he has flipped the script on how people view him over the past 10 years. I think he's probably the number 2 commissioner in my book right now, behind Goodell.
I mean, Jay Monahan's pretty cool.
I kind of hate Goodell.
Of course you do.
Of course.
It goes for me. It goes Goodell, Gary Bettman.
Goodell and Manafort are at the bottom for me.
10 layers of shit. The Earth's crust.
As bad as he is, Manfred is better than Monahan.
Dinosaur shit. Adam Silver.
Oh, what? Oh,
And
no.
then
Adam Silver is
the worst.
That's crazy.
All right. You know what? Around the Horn may not exist, but you're both going on mute for that one. Get the hell out of here. Done with your shit.
Stinks. Because now we're gonna start praising the Oklahoma City Thunder for doing exactly what the 76ers were doing during the process. But what did Adam Silver do? He pulled out the giant cane that yanks people off stage and pulled Sam Hinkie out of his role and thrusted old man Colangelo and his Nepo baby giant collared son into the Sixers front office.
All right, we're moving on.
Pacers. Also, Craig Stadler's birthday today, Masters winner in 1982. An amazing name here, 1957, King Lizard. Randall Kalmus. He's an American psychedelic rock singer born in Detroit, Michigan.
Is he the former lead singer of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard?
It wouldn't shock me. It doesn't say where he participated in singing. 1968, Andy Cohen was born. 1967, Mike Stanton, not John Carlo, his father, Mike Stanton was born. Also born on this day.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Was it his father or was it the white reliever who pitched for the Mets and the Yankees?
It might be the white reliever because this guy pitched for the Yankees. Also born on this day, one of my goats, 1973, born in Ethan's backyard of Boston, Massachusetts. American producer, president of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige.
Stud.
And the final birthday, I will...
Is he the current president of Marvel Studios?
Yeah, he's been since 2007. 1978, Justin Long, known from Jeepers Creepers and Alvin and the Chipmunks and a plethora of other movies. And then you would know
like the guy from like Dodgeball?
Yes.
And like Waiting?
Yes.
Waiting is a great movie, and the fact that Ryan Reynolds was in it makes it even funnier.
Freddie Adu was born on this day in 1989, former Wonder Kid. And last one here, because it's a great name, American singer-songwriter born in Troy, Alabama. Born on this day in my year, 1993, Early James.
It's a good name. Sounds like a young baseball player, like a pitcher from the 40s.
Now stepping up to pitch, Early James.
They had early win too back in the day. Let's get over to some Ryder Cup standings. We're a little over halfway into the year, and we have some updated figures from my favorite Twitter account, Nosferatu. He does all things OWGR and Ryder Cup standings. After a really big week from Ben Griffin, he moves all the way up into 7th. Currently, the locks to make both teams as of right now. For the Americans, Scottie, Xander, Bryson, JT, Colin Morikawa, and Russell Henley. And for Europe, Rory, Lowry, Straka, Rasmus Højgaard, Tyrrell Hatton, and Tommy Fleetwood. On the outside looking in from 7 through 12, we have Ben Griffin, Mav McNeely, Harris English, Andrew Novak, friend of the program, Brian Harmon, and Patrick Cantlay. And then Justin Rose, Ludwig Aubert, Thomas Detry, Matt Wallace, Nicholas Norgard, and Bobby McIntyre. That leaves a lot of names on the outside looking in. From like way out, including Tony Finau, Daniel Berger, Keegan Bradley, who is of course the captain, JJ Spawn, Tom Hoagie, Ethan's man, his papa, Lucas Glover, Asha Batia, Wyndham Clark, Max Homa, Ricky Fowler, Jordan Spieth, all those good guys. Victor Hovland, Jordan Smith, Aaron Rye, Rasmus Niergaard Pedersen, and Jorge Campillo on the outside for the European side. I want to ask you this, KB. Of the names who are currently not a lock to make the field, give me one guy from both sides who you think might be a interesting captain selection that we might see on this roster. And if you have any names who are way out, who have been playing some decent golf and could have a good run in the second half of the year, anybody who might be interesting to join the top 6 from either side. And looking at it on paper right now, if you were to pit the USA's top 6 versus the Europeans' top 6, who do you take right now?
Give me 1 second. I'm trying to load the list from the URL, but Spaceboy's app never wants to work.
And you know what? He's leaving the presidency, so maybe it's
he needs to leave everything he does. He needs to go into space and just go float.
I'm floating.
It's good grief. VC606 is this guy's handle. Give me 1 second.
Shout out Nosferatu.
I'm going to see if I can pull it up on my phone because desktop is not working. Because why would it? Great podcasting. Oh, Nosferatu's got a great profile picture. So
it's perfect,
is it his most recent tweet?
No, this 4th tweet.
4th? Okay, I see it now. Pretty colors. So you're saying of the guys that are not locks, those would be the ones that are not bold?
Yeah, so whoever's not in bold, who's not currently a lock to make the field right now, who would you want to see from either side make the team, and who would be an X factor? Of course, you have the obvious guys like Ludwig and hopefully Andrew Novak. Fingers crossed. Begovich's been having a great year, but who else do you like?
Well, isn't Keegan Bradley the captain?
He is, but he could technically be a player captain too.
So just because you're the captain doesn't automatically mean you play?
No, you don't play if you're the captain. Usually, you need to qualify to play.
That's
So he can't choose
That's
himself
weird.
to play.
That's so strange.
The beauty of golf.
I mean, I've never heard of Jordan Smith in my life. Also, John Perry missed the cut when I predicted him to miss the cut, so I don't expect him to make the Ryder Cup team because we were both like, "Who is that guy?" And I was like, "Exactly." I mean, Victor Hovland is probably the obvious one.
I mean, there are obviously some names who will likely be on the Ryder Cup teams. Like John Rahm being one of them will very likely make it on the European side. He's not listed obviously because he can't qualify through any sort of point totals. But
I mean, if I'm the European team, the way Justin Rose has been playing,
yeah,
like I feel like that's like not a lifetime achievement like nod, but like he's getting older, but he's also played really well. Like, why not reward that?
he has been he has been an X factor for them for a long time.
I think Andrew Novak has earned a spot. Just the way he's been playing, the way we talk about how he is just consistently Mr. Consistent this year. Like, why would you not want some consistency on the Ryder Cup team? Ben Griffin, I feel like has only just recently started getting hot in like that consistency factor. Nobody really in the 13 to 20 on the USA side really like pops off the like. Sure, they're all talented golfers, but they don't pop off the page to me to be like, oh yeah, they deserve a spot. I feel like it is between like the 1 through 12. And refresh my memory, how many full like qualifiers are there? Is
12.
it just 6? Oh, well, so does the top 12.
Well, six automatically qualify, 6 captains picks.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the way I'm looking at it right now, like maybe Brian Harmon gets replaced. Maybe Harris English gets replaced on Team USA. But right now it's looking relatively like chalk almost on the Team USA side. And like Victor Hovland is really, and maybe Aaron Rye, like he feels like a guy who's just always in the mix lately. But both teams right now kind of look like they're pretty much chalk.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because there's a lot of different ways that we can go off of this. Now, obviously, it's very clear. Again, the locks here in Europe: Rory, Lowry, Straka, Højgaard, Hatton, Fleetwood. I mean, John Rahm will be on this team no matter what. So he is a guaranteed captain's pick, no matter how you want to slice it. Believe it or not, while he has had a bit of a rougher last few weeks, like Sergio Garcia has been putting on a show with LIV. He's had some good results in majors as of late. So I don't see like I could see a situation where he might be able to do something pretty interesting if he can make the team. I mean, he's a legacy guy. He's one of the best match play players on earth. He hasn't had the best results necessarily at majors this year. He missed the cut at the Masters, finished 67th at the PGA. I mean, he finished 12th at last year's U.S. Open, which is a pretty impressive feat for him. So, and of course, he has top sixes on LIV this year. I mean, including a win. I think Sergio is an interesting, very last player in the field. If I had to take someone from like the LIVGolf side of things, on the American side, I don't think Brooks Koepka has warranted a nod for the Ryder Cup team quite yet. I would love to see Ben Griffin. He's a very talented player. This guy has turned his career around very rapidly over the last few weeks to truly become a top player in the world now. I think he deserves a look. I mean, I'll always root for Oscar Batia to make it. I don't know if he will necessarily. His game hasn't been as good as you want it to be. Daniel Berger seems really interesting as a pick. I mean, Cantlay will end up making the team. That's almost no doubt. I mean, like again, Bryson's going to make it. That's very clear. There's no one else really from LIV who I think stands out from a big name. Of course, Joaquin Niemann can't make it, being that he's from South America. I mean, notable North American Corey Connors should be on the U.S. Ryder Cup team. That's a no-doubter there. That's very obviously a joke, folks. It's a well documented joke there. What's really interesting though is I want to talk about this because we know there are going to be names that are going to pop up. We know that Rose, Oberg, and Rahm will make it. So then who are your last three in? I mean, Hovland's probably going to end up making it. They'll probably pick up Bobby Mack. They honestly they might run it back with the same team, with the exception of having Rasmus instead of Nikolai at the Ryder Cup this year. They played great at Marco Simone. What's going to change them from changing it up? Aaron Rai again could be in the mix there. He seems like an interesting play. But the US 18 will be different. And I want to ask you this because this is kind of the glaring question, right? Top 6 versus top 6. Who's better right now?
Let me pull it back up again.
Because the way I see it, I think it's a dead even heat. Scottie up against Rory, I think it's mano a mano. It's dead even. You put Schauffele against Lowry, I give the edge right now probably to Lowry. Schauffele has not played his best golf as of very late. I mean, he's finished top 20 each of the last 5 weeks, with the exception of the PGA. But Shane Lowry has been on a different level. He's played some tremendous golf. Bryson versus Sepp. I mean, do I take Bryson's win on Live or do I take Sepp's 2 wins on tour this year? I mean, it's neck and neck.
I think the only one that's really like I would take Team USA. I would take Justin Thomas over Rasmus. And that's saying something from me because I've been very critical of Justin Thomas over the past however long. And I would take Colin over Hatton.
Yeah, I mean, Hatton's a really good match player, so that's a bit of a question mark for me. I mean, like Rasmus Højgaard, granted, it's been a very early on part of the year. He finished. He had multiple top 20 finishes or top 25s early in the year. He had a second place finish at the Zurich. He's been kind of on and off, but it's been a bit of a whirlwind season for him. This is certainly the best that he's been. His best was back in February of last year of this year, but he's starting to regress a little bit. I do think those are the 2 areas that they do like dominate. But then once you get past that, really, again, Rose, Oberg, and Rahm, I could take over any of these guys in the middle of the pack for Team USA. I think Europe still has the edge here. They still very much have the better team on paper. I just think it's only a matter of time until we get the final numbers in, and once we get to like the 3M, we can really see who's the glaring favorites to land their spots on the Ryder Cup team. I mean, Koepka was at dinner with Keegan to see if he get the nod. So we'll see how that goes. But as of right now, that's where we stand with the Ryder Cup. Finally, let's wrap up. I've been chowing down on this refreshing Kenwood beer the entirety of the show. It is now only fair that we give them the shout outs that they deserve. KB, pull the ad read.
It is Kenwood Beer, the official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, 120 calories, just 8 grams of carbs. You guys can go to kenwoodbeer.com, use the Kenny tracker to see who's got Kenwood Beer on tap in the Philadelphia, New Jersey, Pittsburgh, Maryland, and Delaware areas. You can also find Kenwood Beer at your local liquor stores in those markets. And if you're in the Philadelphia area, South Jersey area, and you're going to a concert or an event at the Mann Center all summer long, you can get the Big Kennies at the Mann Center at your event. So again, kenwoodbeer.com, must be 21 or older to do so. And of course, please drink responsibly.
Top 20 pick. Let's see it. Who do we have? Let's pass first. We should highlight how we did. How we did last week. Bit of a rough one. I'm not gonna lie to you. The Four Nations parlay flopped.
It always does.
However, I will say this: my parlay almost hit. Sanjay finished top 20. Ricky finished top 30. Max finished 51st. Just missed the top 40 spot. The Fleetwood Lowry Connors top 20 ladder missed again. Ethan does have some numbers actually on that he could share for us on how they've done. I had him go back to 2023 to see how the Fleetwood, Lowry, and Connors top 20 ladder parlay does. An 18% conversion rate over the last 3 years when they all finished top 20. So like, it's not that bad. But Ethan, do you have the numbers on hand by chance? Great podcasting.
I don't have them written out. I wrote out each like event that they all went to and counted it by hand.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So I do have this from what you told me. They've played 39 events together when they finished top 20 altogether at 7 times. So that's an 18% clip. There's been 10 events where 2 of the 3 made the top 20 since 2023. So like, and that's 10 out of 56 events. Not a bad number. What's the math on that? 10 of 56. Also 18%. So you know what? Like, if we can run a round robin, I mean, it's kind of worthwhile then to play that. But outside of those parlays for the week, didn't do a lot. I did hit Sepp Straka for top 20. Otherwise, everything else absolutely shot itself. So we'll see if we can climb the ladder here and try and do a little better this go around. KB, top 20 for you at the RBC Canadian Open.
I also did hit the Scottie live bet once again. That's like my 3rd one of the year. So kudos to me. Pats on back to me. Good job, KB. Top 20, mine is including ties. I'm going to go with Justin Rose plus 240.
I love it. I'm going to go at plus 160, making his debut event on the PGA Tour as a full-time card-carrying member of the NRA. I'm kidding. Of the PGA Tour. Luke Clanton plus 160. Welcome to the bigs, kid. Show us how it's done. Top 10. Who you got?
Give me Mackenzie Hughes plus 360.
Mac Hughes for a top 10. I guess we're going a full Canadian slate for a top 10. I'm going with Nick Taylor for a top 10 selection here. He's plus 360 on the board. Has some good results here, including a win at the RBC Canadian Open in the past. Top 5.
Rory plus 110.
I'm going to go with Shane Lowry, also plus 360 for a top 5, including ties. A masterful spot here for Lowry to keep things going, get ready for Oakmont. Your gimme pick before we get into those parlays.
I'm going to go with Sam Burns minus 120 at a top 30.
Burns top 30. My gimme pick this week, I'm going to go with reigning defending champion Bobby McIntyre, a top 30 finish as well. What are the odds on that for Bobby Mac? Minus 140, so a little bit harder, a little bit easier actually than the Sam Burns play. Let's get to those ladder parlays. Of course, we're always playing our Fleetwood, Lowry, Connors top 20. I want to hear, what is the Four Nations parlay for KB this week?
Four Nations parlay this week. We are going to go with the top Frenchman, Matthew Pavon at plus 200.
Pavon.
I'm putting a little English on it.
Oh yeah. Pavon.
Tops. Let's see. Sunjae M top Korean at plus
Love
110. Where's it at? We're gonna go with top Canadian because it is the Canadian Open. Corey Connors plus 250.
Ooh.
And we are going to finish it out with Top Oceania, Ryan Fox, -105.
What's the total odds on that?
Can you run back everybody that I listed for me?
So we got Matthew Pavon, he's plus 200. We have Corey Connors, plus 250. We've got in Korea, Sunjae Im, he's plus 110.
Okay.
I don't have an Oceania pick
It's at
here.
the very end. It's Ryan Fox, Carl Phillips, Harrison Endicott, and Aaron Baddeley.
That's crazy because I literally don't have it here on DraftKings. What a world.
It is plus 4,205.
Not bad at all. I have two parlays here for my top 40, 30, 20. I'm going to give you my all Korean team. Sorry, not all, might be worse than when I said erotic. All Canadian team, being that naturally we're at the Canadian Open. Top 40, Adam Hadwin. Top 30, Mac Hughes. Top 20, Corey Connors is my ladder play for the all Canadian team. My real one, though, also by the way, that pays a rock solid 10-1. My other play, I'm going to go Doug Gim, top 40, Justin Rose, top 30, and Sam Burns, top 20. That'll pay you 11-1. So you can take either one of those. I will be playing the latter of the two. With that being said, your winner at the RBC Canadian Open is blankety blank.
Plus 2,000, Corey Connors. Lock it in.
2 times in 3 years, we see a Canadian possibly win the RBC Canadian Open. I'm going to go English on this one. I'm going Justin Rose this week to win the RBC Canadian Open. He actually, listen, believe it or not, is second in the field in strokes gained total at the RBC Canadian Open, dating back all the way to 2015. He's gaining 3.28 strokes gained total. He's doing the most of his damage on his putting, and overall the strokes gained number is at a point of 1.92. It's number one in the field. This guy's a dominant force. He's only behind Rory McIlroy on the odds board, amongst the guys on the odds board in terms of overall strokes gained play. So I will go with Justin Rose to win the RBC Canadian Open at a whopping 70-1. Now, Ethan also asked me to give a crazy out there possible shake-up winner. So for the hell of it, I will do that. And I am looking at something that we do not see in golf very often, if not really ever. It's funny because 2 years ago, Nick Taylor became the first Canadian to ever win a Canadian Open. And one of his best friends got open field fucking tackled by a security guard. He goes into this event, he's 150-1. So a $10 bet will land you $1,500. I'm going to go with Adam Hadwin to be my long shot to win this event this week. I think it's a very good possibility that it does, in fact, happen. Final thoughts, fellas. What do you think?
Can I give you another Rockies stat?
Yes, before you go. One last one.
Rockies wins this season. Now it's 10. Tornadoes to touchdown in the Denver metro area in 2025, 16.
It's ridiculous.
Tornadoes in the Denver metro area have a 6-game lead on the Colorado Rockies in their division.
It's actually insane. Also, by the way, before we hit the road, we do have some field updates for the Canadian Open. Some things that have come in. Brian Campbell's withdrawn. Anders Albertson is now in the field. KH Lee's withdrawal brings in Brandon Matthews. Ben Martin and Brandon Matthews both withdrew, which means that Justin Matthews and David Ford makes his debut with Michael Kim withdrawing. David Ford, of course, the individual champion, the Nicholas Award winner at the NCAA level this past year from UNC. And then also our open qualifiers we get in. We get Yi Kao, Christian DeMarco, Josh Goldenberg, and Matthew Javier. And now also we're getting news that Hayden Springer and Joseph Bromlett are in the field, as Anders Albertson and Michael Torbjornsson will withdraw from the event, and Mark Hoffman will get in on a sponsor exemption. Folks, that's going to do it all for us here on Get in the Hole, episode 207. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on all of our socials at Get in the Hole Pod, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and beyond. And check out our channels on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, particularly on Apple Podcasts. You can check out all of our Underground Sports channels on that page. You can get everything from Top Ins to OTB, Shooter Season, and beyond, including what we do here at Get in the Hole. And, of course, on YouTube at Underground Sports Philadelphia. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and a 5-star rating on all of our platforms. And, folks, it's going to do it all for us right here. For Ethan Hogan, welcome back in, Ethan. KB, I'm Steve-O. We'll see you guys next week for the U.S. Open. Thanks for listening to Get in the Hole, the official golf podcast of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Catch us every week wherever you get your favorite podcasts, and be sure to like and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Get in the Hole Pod, and follow Underground Sports Philadelphia at Underground PHI. We'll see you next time, and remember, get in the hole!